Hello friends, in this video we will see the electrophilic substitution reactions of aromatic amine, that is aniline. So to understand the electrophilic substitution reaction, we have to study the resonance in the aniline, how we are getting the resonating structures of the aniline. Then the electrophilic substitution reactions such as nitration, bromination, sulfonation, and we will see the reason why Friedel-Crafts alkylation and acylation is not possible in a aniline. So let's start with the resonance in a aniline. In aniline, the phenyl group is directly attached with the amino group. So the structure of aniline, we know that here a benzene ring is there, then it is attached with the nitrogen, that is NH2 group. This NH2 group, it is electron releasing group. That's why it exhibit a positive inductive effect, that is plus I effect. And so this amino group activate the benzene ring in the electrophilic substitution reaction. Now we will see the resonance, how it is occurring in the aniline. So the lone pair which are present on the nitrogen, they are conjugation with the double bond in the benzene ring. That's why the electron from this nitrogen, they are shifted here as it is electron donating, and the electron from this pi bond, they are shifted on the ring, so that we get a first resonating structure, and here we get negative charge, then a double bond, and NH2 nitrogen possesses a positive charge. Now this negative charge again shift here, then we get a next resonating structure by shifting the charge and pi electron or pi bond. Here we get a negative charge, then double bond NH2, a positive charge. And finally, it will shift the electron here, and the electron from this bond, they are shifted on the nitrogen, so that the positive charge is nullified or neutralized. So we get aniline, that is NH2 group is there with the lone pair, double bond came here and on this so that this is how the resonance occurs in an aniline. Now the negative charge in this resonating structures, it is present at a ortho position of amino group or a para position, and in this structure it is at a ortho position. It means that a ortho and a para position in an aniline, they are having a negative charge in the resonance. That's why the NH2 group, it activates the benzene ring at ortho position and para position. Therefore, the electrophilic substitution reaction occurs at ortho or a para position in case of aniline, and we get a corresponding products. When para position is blocked, then we get the ortho product, and if the para position is free, then we get the para product. Now we will see the nitration of aniline. The direct nitration of the aniline gives a oxidized product which is dark colored tar. So I will write here the structure of aniline. and when it is treated with concentrated nitric acid, that is HNO3, it gives a dark colored tar as a product of nitration when it is treated with the nitric acid. This is because this nitric acid, it is oxidizing agent and it causes the oxidation of aniline ring to the dark colored tar. Therefore, we cannot carry out the direct nitration of the aniline. To carry out the nitration of the aniline, first of all, we have to protect this NH2 group, and for protection, we have to carry out the acylation of aniline, where the NH2 group is converted into the corresponding NHCOCH3. It is called as a N-acylation. Here the NHCOCH3 is getting. Again, this NHCOCH3 group, it is electron releasing, and that's why it activates the benzene ring at ortho position or a para position. Now, in the next step, we will carry out the nitration in presence of nitric acid, and in a nitration, the hydrogen is replaced by, I will write here, hydrogen is replaced by NO2 group. So now I will put here NHCOCH3 group. The NO2 group is going to attach on the para position. Here NO2 group is attached. Hydrogen from this position is replaced by the NO2 group, and in the next step again we have to carry out the hydrolysis of this NHCOCH3 group. That's why it is going to convert into the NH2. So the hydrolysis is the last step where we will deprotect the amino group and we will get a NH2 and here a NO2. In this way, indirect nitration of the aniline is carried out to give a para-nitroaniline as a product. Now we will see the bromination of aniline. Sulfonation of the aniline or sulfonation of any compound in an electrophilic substitution reaction, it implies that there is a replacement of hydrogen by SO3H group. In case of aniline, the para hydrogen, it is replaced by the SO3H group so that we get a sulfanilic acid as a product. So when aniline, it is treated with a sulfuric acid, that is H2SO4. Here the acid-base reaction occurs to form a salt. Why? Because sulfuric acid, it is an acid and aniline, it is a base, so that we get a corresponding salt by acid-base reaction, and here we are getting NH3HSO4 minus, here it is a positive charge. Then when this salt is heated, will give a sulfanilic acid as a product, where the SO3H group is going to attach at the para position of amino group. So it is a sulfanilic acid. Now this sulfanilic acid, it has a dipolar structure also, and the dipolar structure of sulfanilic acid is like this. Here a SO3 minus, and here there is a presence of NH3. It is the dipolar structure of sulfanilic acid, and it is also called as a Zwitter ion. In this way, the sulfonation of aniline gives a sulfanilic acid as a product. Now we will see the reason why aniline doesn't undergo a Friedel-Crafts alkylation or acylation reaction. Bromination is nothing but the replacement of hydrogen by a bromine, that is Br, and when we carry out the direct bromination of the aniline. It is the aniline, and when it is treated with the bromine, that is Br2 and water, then the direct bromination of this aniline gives a polysubstituted product, and in the product, the Br group is going to attach with the orthocarbon as well as a paracarbon, so that we are getting here 2,4,6 a tribromo aniline as a product. It is a polysubstituted one. 2,4,6 tribromo aniline. It is according to the direct bromination of the aniline. And if we carried out the indirect bromination of the aniline, it means that in the first step, this NH group is protected by acylation. In the first step, we will carry out the acylation in presence of CH3COCl. Then the NH2 group is changes to NHCOCH3. So we get here acetanilide. Then in the next step, we put here a bromine and water, that is bromination, and the bromination of acetanilide, it will give COCH3, and here bromine is attached at the para position, parabromoacetanilide, and this parabromoacetanilide, upon hydrolysis with the water, it will deprotect the amino group and we get parabromoaniline. So in this way, we can carry out indirect bromination of the aniline to form a parabromoaniline. So two products are obtaining here. Direct bromination gives 2,4,6 tribromoaniline and indirect gives parabromoaniline. Now we will see the sulfonation of aniline. Middlecroft's alkylation and acylation. These reactions are electrophilic substitution reaction in which there is a replacement of hydrogen of aromatic ring by either alkyl group or acyl group, that is RCO. So these reactions are different than normal alkylation and acylation reaction. Here, hydrogen of the aromatic ring is replaced by alkyl or acyl group, and for that purpose we have to use Lewis acid as a catalyst. And generally, aluminum chloride, it is used as a catalyst, or boron trifluoride, they are used as a catalyst, or zinc chloride, it is used as a catalyst. Now this aluminum chloride, BF3 or ZnCl2, they possess a central atom such as aluminum, boron or a zinc, and this central atom, they have empty orbitals. They are having empty orbitals, and they accept the electron pair from the other compound. That's why they are called as a Lewis acid. They accept the electron pair. Let's see the reaction of aniline with the alkyl halide as well as with the acyl halide. So I will write first of all aniline, and the second reactant, it will be either alkyl halide, that is I will write here a specific example, methyl chloride, or CH3C double bond OCl, that is acyl chloride. When this aniline reacts with the alkyl chloride, that is methyl chloride, it is called as a alkylation, and if it reacts with the acyl chloride, then it is a acylation, and this reaction generally occur in presence of AlCl3. Now, the interesting point in this reaction is that the aniline is basic in nature and the aluminum chloride, it is a Lewis acid. It possesses empty orbital on the aluminum. That's why the electron pair which is present, that is lone pair which is present on the nitrogen, will attack this aluminum and it shift the electron to the empty orbital of aluminum. So this aniline get react with the aluminum chloride and it will form a salt like this. Here there is a NH2, nitrogen possesses a positive charge, and here AlCl3 which possesses negative charge. So instantly the aniline and aluminum chloride they form a corresponding salt, and after the formation of salt the nitrogen possesses positive charge and it will deactivate the benzene ring. So the salt formation deactivate the benzene ring, and that's why alkyl chloride or acid chloride they cannot react with this deactivated benzene ring. In other words, we can say that the Friedel-Crafts alkylation and acylation is not possible due to the deactivation of the benzene ring. Therefore, aniline is not giving a Friedel-Crafts alkylation and acylation reaction. So I will write here of Friedel-Crafts alkylation and acylation. No reaction is observed in case of aniline due to the deactivation of the benzene ring. This way, in this video, we have studied the resonating structure of the aniline, the electrophilic substitution reaction of the aniline such as nitration, bromination, and a sulfonation. And also we have explained here why Friedel-Crafts alkylation or acylation is not possible in case of aniline. So with this, we will stop here, and in the next video, we will see the details about the diazonium salt.